Who are your influences? Who are the people who really impacted your life or made a difference on your life? Who are the people now who do that same thing for you? They create a foundation for you to be creative and to talk about things that you don't only think about conceptually but are part of who you are now because of your experience of those people. I often get asked, who influenced you to write the song, and what were your influences to write the song, and what does this song mean to you? And really, influences can come from so many different places, and it's how you turn your life experiences into art. So you can be influenced in a positive way, and you can be influenced in a negative way, and they'll all become something that you can use for your art, and that's a positive, right? You can turn it all into positive for your art. And the thing is, you have to have a look at your life and say, well, there's two different sides of it. Some people are scared to put their own experiences and their own everything into their art, but really the real power in your art comes from the experiences and the reality of what you're doing. I think that's where it goes from just being something pretty to being something that speaks to people and really makes a difference in people's lives. So there has to be something for people to engage in, something for people to identify with. And the fact of the matter is, you cannot have gone through something that is completely unique to you. Okay, the circumstances and the details can be different, but chances are that whatever you've been through is not unique to you. People have been through it. There's nothing new under the sun. People have been through it before. But the great thing about that is that there will be people that can relate to whatever it is that you've been through. And if you can put your experience and who you are into art, then it's going to speak to someone. It might not speak to everyone, and that's okay. But it will speak to someone, and it will encourage someone, and it will strike a chord with someone. And really, that's what you're looking for in art, and that's what you're looking for in your music and your songwriting, is that those songs will relate to someone, and someone will get value out of it, and it won't just be you creating in a vacuum. It'll actually have some benefit, and that's what you're looking for ultimately. So this really can work in your favor, that you're not unique, but the way that you communicate it is unique. The way that you put it across is unique. And sometimes people can't express things in maybe the way that you can. Maybe you put the emotion or the something that they couldn't put into words, or couldn't put into a tune, or couldn't put out in any way or shape or form, that they've been holding it inside. And here you come and you create a vehicle for which this emotion or this event or this something can be carried, and people identify with it. And ultimately that's what you are aiming for. You're aiming for not just beauty. Obviously beauty helps, but you're looking for something that really connects with people. And if people connect with a song, then it makes so much more, it makes your songs almost sticky. They want to play it over and over again because they get more out of it than they did if they didn't feel anything, or if they didn't identify. And that's what you're looking for. So another part is to look for the positive influences or building blocks in your life. Who are the people that have spoken into your life? Who are the people that have influenced you? Who are the people who have caused something to happen to you? Either in a positive, it can also be in a negative, but often you need the foundation, I believe, of the positive in order to see the negative in a way that is going to come out in a constructive way for others. So that's how I see it. But if I have to look at my life, I look one of the biggest influences in my life and my creativity was my mother. And I was contemplating on the impact that she had had on my life and the different qualities and different things that she always placed there as values in my life. And a lot of those things come out in songs. One thing I've learned from her was that you can do everything you can, and then at some level there's going to be a place where it's out of your control. You can't do any more, and you have to let go at that stage, otherwise it's going to break you down. Now that's a concept that I've lived through, something I've learned from her, but in my life now, that's a deep position of conviction. I know that there is a limit to how far I can go emotionally, physically, work-wise, to a limit. And then, so this is a concept that I've actually lived. So it's deep in me. So I can take that as a thought and I can go, well, how can I write that? How can I put that into a song? How can I use that concept and that influence and that idea in a way that will musically come out as something valuable? Maybe I can write a song about how things are mounting up and how things are too big for me and wanting to overwhelm me. And at some stage I realize I don't have what it takes to conquer this, and that I need to let go. That can be one thought, or the thought that I'm not in control of everything. So that's one angle it can take. I can write a song about how someone can influence me and how I change as a person because of this person's influence on my life, whether that's positive or negative. So I look at influence and I say, okay, well, there's a personal influence, so I can write about that person and their influence in my life and how their influence in my life took down the temperature of the situation. So it sort of neutralized it. So I can write a song about that, just about the change of dynamics of a situation because someone was involved in it. Where I could write about, that someone becomes your sanity in a situation of chaos. So you can write about chaos. You can say this person came or this situation happened that took down that temperature. So it basically made it from super intense to making it bearable to making it something that was memorable. So there's an idea for that. And then I can take it to the next level and I can say the whole song can be about chaos, is another thought. So maybe the whole song can be just about chaos. I can write about chaos, write about it. And there doesn't always have to be a solution to it. I don't have to come out the other end all peaches and happiness. Maybe a song about chaos is exactly what people can relate to, because people are going through chaos all the time. It's nothing unique to me or to you or to whoever else. And also your experiences are like diamonds, right? They're multifaceted. You can write a song about one side of the diamond. You turn it around and you can write a whole other experience about it from a different angle. And it's going to be different. It's going to look different. It's going to sound different. And you can basically explore the facets of that diamond in different ways and come up with something unique. And I could write an entire thing about chaos. I could write an album just about chaos and have a look and say, what does chaos look like from its different facets? And that could be a theme that I could use for my songs. So there are many ways to come around that. So I want to give you an example of the things that I lived through and how I turned them into songs. So I get asked all the time, how did you come up with this song? How did this inspire? Was this about a certain person? And I don't often like to give answers to that because a song needs to speak to you. A song needs to be about your experience as well and how you identify with it. But for instance, a song like Adrenaline Girl, that wasn't about a certain person that I wanted to be with or that I had met. In fact, I met someone who was the opposite. There was something about them that just lacked that fire and the energy and the excitement that I was looking for. So in the end, I realized I wanted someone that brought a bit more excitement, more fun. And so the song came out, Adrenaline Girl, as to someone that I was actually looking for. So the other one being Conspiracy in Town. I had been through a crazy time. Instead of writing about how I was downtrodden with that, I chose to write about the fighting spirit that rose up in me in order to make it through that. Something that arose within me that enabled me to take on that sort of situation and to come out victorious. So I could have written it differently. I could have written it as a super sad song about how I was downtrodden, but instead I wrote it an energetic song about how I could overcome and how I did overcome and how I was going to overcome. So you can take all sorts of different facets of your influences and your experiences and how you write. I want to encourage you to start thinking creatively about how to take the circumstances that you find yourself in, the influences of people in your life, the influences of situations in your life, and to look at it critically, look at it from different sides, and think, how can I turn this into art? How can I write something that really would be something unique, be something that would stand out and speak to someone else? And so that's how I go about it. I'm sure other people go about it differently, but to me, I find inspiration and through influence, through experience, through life, and I encourage you to do the same. Let me know how you go about it, because I'm sure people go about it in different ways, and I'd love to hear how you go about finding out themes and concepts and ideas for songs, because they are as vast and as wide as your mind can think. And that's the best part of it. We're creating. We can go to places that don't even have to be factual. They can be imaginary and in different realms. So come up with something and put it down in the comments and we can discuss it in there. I look forward to that.